I have a little sister. She is very important to me. Right now she is over in Building Q and is desperately trying to send information over to me. Her name is Clover and today is her 9th birthday. As he spoke, he pulled something from his pocket. In his hand were 9 4-leaf clovers. I was going to give these to her as a birthday present. I was outside picking them when I was abducted. I'm sure I've already told you, but I am blind. For a man who can't see, collecting 9 of a very specific plant is, well, it is difficult. But my sister means a great deal to me, and I hope that these would show her how much I cared for her. Since it's her 9th birthday, I thought 9 4-leaf clovers would be appropriate. Every one of you has a brother or a sister in Building Q with Clover. For their sake, we have to survive. We have to get off this ship. Do you understand? If we're gonna do that, there are 3 things you have to remember. We need to trust and love, and we have to have faith in one another. If we can take all 3 of those to heart, then I promise that good luck will come our way. Did you know that the leaves on a 4-leaf clover mean faith, trust, love, and luck? Those words are leaf words. So if you believe what I've told you, and you understand, then I want you each to have one of these. They're a promise between friends. He gave a clover to each of us. I took one too. Eventually, he was left with only a single 4-leaf clover. He had one last thing to say. Now don't ever forget, as long as you have that, we will always be connected. Do you understand? When he finished, the tension of only a few minutes before was gone. We were calm. After that, we ran around the ship for a while longer and opened several of the numbered doors until we finally found a door with a number 9 on it. In fact, there were 2 doors with 9 on them, and we found them in the chapel. We split into 2 groups and walked through the doors. Before long, we all found ourselves in a room with a ceiling that looked like an upside-down funnel. For some reason, this room had another number 9, but this time it was only 1. But there was only 1 door, that meant only 5 people could escape. What are we gonna do now? There aren't any other doors. We began to panic. As if things had not gotten hadn't gone bad enough already. Warning. Minutes. What? My brother swallowed hard and answered. I think it means this room is gonna burn. The plaque on the door says incinerator. And that voice just said that the incineration is about to start, and incinerate means to burn. Abject terror filled the room as everyone began to scream and cry. Every pair of eyes were filled with despair. Then, high up on the wall, a door opened and a man appeared. He was a huge, frightening mountain of a man as large as a bear. 9 years later, we would call him 7. Don't worry, kids. I'm not your enemy. I'm one of the good guys. I'm a detective. I'm here to rescue you. The rest happened just like 7 had said it did. The 4 of us who had stayed behind were saved by 7. We crawled through the vent, away from the incinerator, and slid into the wall. We came out on the other side of door 9. On the wall opposite the door was a set of double doors. We went through those and began to run up the stairs. As we ran, I led the way. Behind me were Nona, my brother, Snake, and 7. The other children, the ones who'd gone through door 9 before us, were up ahead. I could hear them cheering each other on. We ran and ran and ran. leapt across as many stairs as we could and kept running. The stairs spiraled upward like a tornado. Eventually, I pulled ahead of the rest. Perhaps knowing it was slowed them down. I didn't want to lose them, so I slowed down as well. I didn't stop, but I glanced over my shoulder from time to time to see if they had caught up. That was when I realized. Oh no, where is it? Did I drop Jumpy's present? I knew I'd had it with me when we passed through the vent. Then, had I dropped it as we slid out? I had to go back. I had to. But I knew I couldn't tell the others. They would stop me, I was sure of that. I didn't stop to think, I simply moved. I ran to the central hall, the room that connected to all the other areas of the ship. And hid in the shadows. And moments later I felt a run of wind as they ran past me up the staircase. I waited until they were out of sight, and then I ran. I moved as quietly as I could down and down. Finally I reached the bottom deck. I ran into the hallway and looked around frantically. There it is! It was just where I thought it would be, sitting under the opening of a vent. I ran over and snatched it from the floor, but as I ran back towards the stairs and freedom, the door to the incinerator opened and a man stepped out. It was Hongao. 9 years later we would call him Ace. How wonderful to see you decided to come back. His smile made my blood run cold. It looked mechanical, as if someone had simply pulled up the corners of his mouth. Come with me. We must continue the experiment. I shook my head, eyes wide. Slowly I began to walk backwards. 1 step, 2 steps. Then I spun around and broke into a run. I felt Hongao's hand close over my left wrist. I said, come with me. There was an edge of insanity to his voice now. I pulled as hard as I could. No, I don't want to. Let me go. Please let go of me. I shook my body and flailed my arms, trying desperately to get Hongao to let me go. But I was still only a child. I was no match for a man like Hongao. Stop struggling, goddammit. Do as I tell you. He heaved on my arm, trying to pull me into the incinerator. I screamed. Help me, somebody help me. And suddenly, the door to the stairs flew open, and my brother burst out of it. Behind him came Seven and Snake. He cried my name as he leapt towards Hongao. You came back, I cried out. You're too late, idiot. Hongao threw his weight against my arm, pulling us both into the incinerator. The force of it threw me to the floor. I scrambled to my feet and looked toward the door, the open number 9 door. Hongao stood between it and me, but behind him I could see my brother, his fists clenched. Those fists never reached Hongao. Cold, heartless screech of metal on metal, the door slammed shut. Hongao glanced at me mechanically, his face registering that there was an object there, but not anything he would consider a human being. Then he turned away and walked to the red that sat next to the door. He reached into his pocket and removed 2 bracelets. He waved them over the scanner panel. He checked the screen, then tossed the bracelets carelessly onto the floor. What was he doing? What was the point? He made no effort to explain himself, of course. He said nothing at all and walked past me as though I were nothing more than a rock by the roadside. A few moments later, the double door stayed shut as well. Faintly, I could hear someone pounding on the door behind me. I turned around and ran toward the door with the 9. I could hear a voice on the other side of the door, a worried, frightened voice. My throat was already raw, but I screamed as loud as I could. My voice echoed lonely around the empty room. Then started again. Now this is the part I'm confused about. How in the hell is June there? If this is happening. I knew what it was gonna say, but that is one hell of a creepy voice. I knew it. It's starting. Sent to start the incinerator. Fuck. Man, I never thought I'd hear that damn voice again after 9 years. What the hell? What the hell? What are you talking about? It's 9 years this and 9 years that, and when it's not 9 years something, then you're talking about some sort of fucking experiments. What in God's name are you talking about? You aren't making any sense. I'm sorry, Lotus, but we really don't have the time to explain it right now. I promise I'll tell you everything once we get out of here. But... damn it. You know what that means, right? Incinerate means burn. What kind of idiot do you think I am? I know what incinerate means. Well... God damn it. Okay, okay, fine. I won't ask anything else. Talk about whatever you want. But you have to do something for me. 7. Figure this out. What? Why me? Shut up and stop this thing. How the hell? There has to be some sort of emergency shut-off button. There isn't anything like that. How the hell do you know? Because I looked for it 9 years ago. Yeah, Lotus isn't happy about that. Can't really blame her. Wait. The floor, it's moving. What the fuck? The hell is this? What else can I say about it but... what the hell is that? Pretty much. Huh. The floor opened and a machine rose up out of it. It looked like a computer. At least, it kind of did. There was a monitor, a keyboard, and a cross-shaped device of some sort. Something about the machine scared me, but I forced myself to walk up to it. I was terrified. Tears poured down my face. I wiped them off even as more took their place and forced myself forward. Finally, I reached it. I looked at the screen. It was blank. All I saw was my own frightened face staring back at me from the glass, drenched in tears. All I can see on this reflection is my own face. I'm looking kind of freaked out. I know I'm sweating like crazy, but seeing it kind of drives it home. Okay, Junpei, just calm down, alright? Everything's gonna be okay. Ugh. Man, I wish that thing would just shut up. Alright. Back to this thing. If it's only showing up now, then it's gotta be important. But what the hell am I supposed to do with it? Hey, move. Hey, we're all tense, lady. That doesn't mean you get to shove people around. Okay, it's turned on. There's nothing on the screen, though. This is bad. This is really bad. If there's nothing on here, how are we supposed to do anything with it? Sure, just push buttons. I'm sure that'll... oh. Huh, well, at least it's on now. What's on the screen, though? What is this? What the hell? Looks like some sort of puzzle. It's got a bunch of numbers scattered across by a 9x9 grid. The numbers range from 1 to 9. Do you think if we solve this puzzle, the incinerator will stop? Yeah, we can hope, right? Alright. How do you work? Oh man, that goddamn voice again. Shit. 13 minutes. Can we really do this? My heart feels like it's gonna pop. My heart was pounding like it was about to explode. I stared at the puzzle on the screen. I was sure I had to solve it somehow, but I had no idea how. My connection to Jumpy had been gone for a while. His mind was gone. I couldn't get any more information from him. I felt like seconds ticked. I felt the seconds tick by as I stared at the screen, completely lost. My cheeks felt hot as tears poured over them. Then I heard a voice. Hey, what are you doing? It was muffled. I turned around. Pressed against the window in the entry door was a face, a frightening face. It was Hongao. How long had he been watching me? Ugh, don't know what to do. He was yelling, but his voice was still muffled. It's simple, really, but I suppose I might as well tell you. Just solve the puzzle on that machine. His laughter was muffled by the door, but it still tore at my heart like claws of a vicious monster. I bit my lip and glared at Hongao, struggling to hold back those tears. You're a terrible person. I hate you. Oh my. How could you call a gentleman such as myself a terrible person? That's not very nice. I'm quite fair. I don't use tricks or play dirty. You see? I've even left you a way out. A way out? Did you hear me? All you have to do is solve that puzzle. Do that, and you can stop the incinerator. What's the point of stopping it? You'll only capture me and make me do this all again. I'm not going to listen to you. You're just going to throw me back in here. I might as well just die now. My goodness, haven't you listened to anything I've said? I've told you I'm a fair man. If you solve the puzzle, the verification function of the red will in turn activate. If the experiment is to deliver valid results, there must be a chance of success. Succeed, you will escape. The verification function of the red? Then I remembered. Before Hongao left the room, he had scanned 2 bracelets in the red. Ah, so you do remember. Right now, there are 2 numbers in the red. The first is 1 and the second is 3. Say, Akane, what's your number? I looked down at my left hand. The face of my bracelet showed a 5. 5? I ran to the door with a 9 on it. I grabbed the red and put my hand against the scanner panel. You really are one for listening, aren't you? I hear Hongao's muffled voice from across the room. I already told you, didn't I? Once you solve the puzzle, the verification function of the red will activate. In other words, if you haven't solved the puzzle, you can't enter the number. What kind of a fool are you? Why are you doing this? You could never understand. You don't know what it's like to spend every day surrounded by monkeys. Now start the experiment. Solve the puzzle. I can't. I don't know how. Of course you don't. Isn't that the point? You understand, don't you? Access the morphogenetic field and find the solution. I can't. Then you'll die. You'll burn alive. It's going to be quite hot in there in a few minutes. I imagine it'll be very painful. Oh my god. His horrible laugh echoed across the room, and even after his face disappeared from the window, I could hear it. I was crying, great gulping sobs broken by hiccups that shook my body. I was terrified. I could feel my fear pressing down on me like a tremendous weight. Somehow I forced my shaking legs to carry me back to the device. I stared at the empty monitor. I can't. I just can't. There's no way. I can't figure this out. What was I gonna do? I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't even know where to start. Fear scattered my thoughts, and all I could think of was how I was going to die. My palms were sweating and my blood was boiling in my veins. It was hot. So hot. I couldn't breathe. I felt dizzy. My heart roared in my chest, as if it would pound itself into pieces. I reached into my pocket. I wrapped my hand around the thing I'd come back to get, the doll jump he had given me. At least I had that. I held it tight with both hands and prayed. Help me, Jumpy. Help me. Please, you have to help me. Akane. Akane? Who the hell is Akane? Shut up. Just shut the hell up. Seven and Lotus don't understand. I think Clover and Snake have an idea, though. Clover's looking at me. And I think Snake may have figured it out. No, it doesn't matter. They're in my way. Where'd she go? Maybe over here? Akane, can you hear me? Say something. Fuck. Did something break our connection? I swear I just heard her. Shit. Answer me. Akane. Jumpy? I spun around. I heard a voice. His voice. I looked around. He wasn't in the room, of course. But I heard it so clearly, like he was right there. Jumpy. I screamed as loud as I could. Immediately I heard him call back. Akane. That's her, she's there. Then that means... Akane, are you in an incinerator right now? Yes, I am. How did you know? Now I understand what Santa meant. Right, there's only one way to help her. You were brought here to help my sister, to save Akane. I think I get it now. Jumpy, we don't have time. As quickly as I could, I told him that I had to solve the puzzle in order to stop the incinerator. Got it. And I do. I get everything now. At last, I finally understand what all of this means. I know why the honorary game was held today. I know why we were kidnapped and brought here. It was all for this moment. All of this was planned out to lead to this one moment. Oh my god. This is insane. I can't believe it, but there's only one possible answer. June is... 0. Akane Kurashiki. She recreated the history of the future that she had a glimpse of 9 years ago. She tried to save herself that way 9 years ago. Now she's trying to save herself right now. That means that there's only one thing for me to do. Even if this is all some sort of insane plan, I will save her. I will save Akane Kurashiki. I must save her no matter what. Yeah, I know. Just hang on. I promise I'll get you out of there. I'm not gonna let you die, I promise. So don't worry, alright? Just give me a few minutes, okay? Okay. My voice shook as I answered. It was hot in the room. It felt like my heart was on fire. 6 minutes on, my heart burned with my feelings for him. Alright. Time to get to work, Junpei. Snake talking to him about something? Whatever, it doesn't matter. Get out of my way. Hey, what are you? Just trust me, okay? Sorry, Lotus. I didn't mean to snap, but there's a lot more at stake here than your pride. I'll apologize later, alright? Let's have a look at this thing. We've got numbers all over this grid. And if I'm looking at this right, I'm gonna need to fill in all the empty squares with other numbers from 1 to 9. But I can't use the same two numbers in any horizontal or vertical row. The same has to go for any 3x3 square with the thick lines around them. That means I need to put different numbers in the horizontal and vertical rows as well as 3x3 spaces. Wow. I think that's the rule here. Alright, bring it on. I'm gonna do this on my own, with my own mind. I'm gonna solve this problem.
It's Junpei. And the final case.
Oh, no way. Whoa. Whoa. What? Wait. Huh? Right. Well then. Well, as much as I'd love to solve the final puzzle of 999, I'm gonna be calling it here for tonight. It's been so much fun, and we've learned so much, and I feel that this is the final moment of the game. And I'd love to just be able to be able to do it when it's not so late, and I can just really take it in and not worry about, you know, how late it's getting or how crazy hard my throat feels right now. So I'm going to be finishing off this tomorrow morning, because I'm really excited to finish this, man. I need to know what happens. I just need it. So, I hope you enjoyed 999. I enjoyed it so much. But, until later, that's where we're gonna leave it.